Our team is headed out into the community tonight to find out how Arizonans are reacting. But first, we want to break down what this means. So we want to turn now to Faye Fredericks. Faye.
Yeah, Katie, Javier. Many are calling this a moment in history. The indictment of Donald Trump by a Manhattan grand jury has been filed under seal and will officially be announced in the coming days. So that means we don't know the exact charges yet, but here's what to expect next. Officials with the Manhattan District Attorney's Office will reach out to Trump's attorneys to discuss his surrender. Some sources say former president was caught off guard by the decision, despite making earlier statements that he believed he would be indicted. Those sources say Trump thought the DA had perhaps reconsidered the charges against him, or that the indictment would be weeks away. Trump released a statement saying, in part, this is a political persecution and election interference at the highest level in history. From the time I came down the golden escalator at Trump Tower and even before I was sworn in as your president of the United States, the radical left Democrats, the enemy of the hardworking men and women of this country, have been engaged in a witch hunt to destroy the Make America Great Again movement. That is the quote from Donald Trump. Trump's attorneys say he will likely be arraigned next week. When he arrives at the courthouse, his fingerprints are expected to be taken along with a mugshot. In New York, mugshots are not automatically made public. Then a judge will officially advise the former president of the charges against him. Javier?
Thanks, Faye. Now, just because Trump was indicted does not mean he can't be elected president. The U.S. Constitution does not list the absence of a criminal record as qualification for the presidency.
So this announcement sending shockwaves through the nation, of course. Our Ashley Holden has been talking with people in our community and finding out what they're saying about these charges. Ashley?
As soon as the news broke, we came here to downtown Phoenix to really understand and talk to the community about how they were feeling. Some people just getting alerts on their phones, some people not even knowing, and we were kind of letting them know what was going on. Some people telling us they really felt like this was too controversial and they didn't want to speak with us. But some people saying that they supported Trump before and now they are feeling like they are ready to move on to another candidate. But we found people that support the indictment and some that were very much against it. So we are hearing really mixed reaction here in downtown Phoenix.
I think it's ridiculous.
And why do you feel like that?
Because it's time to get over Trump. We have Sleepy Biden. Let's just focus on his and all his mistakes.
Okay.
Leave Trump alone.
So how do you feel about that?
Good. I think he's finally getting his comeuppance for all of his crazy things, thinking, he's so rich and powerful that nobody can touch him. Well, surprise, surprise.
And really all of this reaction just coming in because, as I was talking about, people just hearing the news here in the last few hours, and at ABC15 we are working to gather more of that reaction. But for now, we'll send it back inside to you guys.
Ashley, thank you. And tonight, people across the country responding. The Republican National Committee calling the indictment a blatant abuse of power. Meantime, the Democratic National Committee saying no matter what happens, it's obvious the Republican Party remains firmly in the hold of Donald Trump. Former candidate for governor Carrie Lake also quick to respond today, tweeting out, "This is a dark moment in the history of our nation. It only makes him stronger." Representative Andy Biggs also responding on Twitter, saying Trump derangement syndrome has infiltrated our judicial system, and if they can come for him, they can come for anyone, end quote. Democratic Representative Ruben Gallego tweeting, quote, "In America, we believe in the rule of law, and we should wait to hear from the grand jury before jumping to conclusions."
So what could a trial of former President Donald Trump look like? We asked Rick Romley, who spent nearly 2 decades as Maricopa County prosecutor, ending as the Maricopa County attorney. First, he says Trump will likely be asked to self-surrender instead of being arrested. And if the case gets all the way to trial, we asked if it's even possible to find an impartial jury.
As a prosecutor, if you get somebody on the jury that is an absolute 100% Trump loyalist, and you don't know about that, it's going to be hard to convict him because they just think that there's so many conspiracies going on, that he was cheated upon, they were all lying upon him. So the jury selection is going to be very, very, very difficult.
Romley says security inside and outside the courthouse will also be a high priority. Our team continues to work to understand what this indictment means and how Arizona is reacting. We're going to have much more tonight at 6 o'clock.